Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got your early must-adds for Week 16. Hopefully, you don't need that Monday Night Miracle, and you've already won to advance to round 2. If you guys have not, hopefully you get your Monday Night Miracle and everything goes your way. So these are your must-adds that I believe are going to be some good ones for Week 16 to help you, again, further along your playoff chances into the championship. I've only got 6 players here that are only, I think, just based off of options, based off of some good matchups that I'm going to recommend in this one. Now, the first is going to be Derek Carr versus the Steelers. He's available in 36% of most leagues. You probably already have a quarterback on your team. That is why you're in the playoffs. But if you do need to stream a quarterback this week, I like Derek Carr a lot. He just had a 3-touchdown performance against a normally tough Patriots defense. He looked really good. He finally played really well. He has some good connections. And that was even with Devontae Adams not performing at all. So I'm sorry to all those Devontae Adams owners who probably lost due to him. But I like his matchup a lot. The Steelers defense is really poor. They don't do a great job stopping the pass. So I like this one as a nice little streaming option if you guys do need a quarterback. Now, the other quarterback I want to mention is Brock Purdy versus the Commanders. He's available in 80% of most leagues. Even after having a pedestrian game last week, he still had 16 points in fantasy. There's just absolutely no respect for Mr. Irrelevant. And at this point, I'm giving all my respect to him. He has done a phenomenal job for the 49ers. He's played really well. He has got really 2 good matchups this upcoming playoffs. Missing Debo is still a little bit of a concern, but he still has obviously George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk. He still has obviously CMC out there. So he's got some weapons for him. He's going to obviously have some really good matchups. He should be consistently getting you 1 to 2 touchdowns, maybe even more, depending on how those games play. But he's got probably one of the best playoff matchups for a quarterback. So I like Brock Purdy, and the fact that he's available in 80% of most leagues, you should be going after him. Now, as far as running backs go, I have Tyler Allgeier as a good pickup for you guys. He's going against the Ravens this week. He's available in 63% of most leagues. Allgeier just had a career game. He had 139 yards on the ground and a touchdown. He looked really good. That was against a pretty tough Saints run defense. They actually were really good against the run. So the fact that he was able to just kind of manhandle that defense shows a lot of what he can do. He's a very strong deep down lower leg body. He's phenomenal at running through tackles. He doesn't have the quickness, obviously, like Cordell Patterson, but that's okay. That they really complement each other really well. And that was even with Patterson getting 3 less touches. So that says something. I think this offense, because of Desmond Ridder in there at quarterback, I think it's going to be one of those type of things. They're going to obviously ease Ridder in. They're going to use Patterson. They're going to use Allgeier, especially with the capability of what both of them can do. Because even Patterson had 12 points in fantasy. He still had a pretty good game. So I like both of them. They had a lot of touches. I think that's how this offense is going to play out. Again, just to kind of ease Desmond Ridder into this offense is utilizing both of these really good running backs. And if you're in Dynasty, you probably already grabbed Allgeier, but he's definitely somebody that you could have grabbed a little bit earlier in the season because I really do have some high hopes for him for the Atlanta Falcons the rest of his career. And we'll see how things change, but I do have him a little bit higher than I had originally said before. So I like Allgeier a lot. Zack Moss is the other running back I recommend this week. He's going against the Chargers. He's available in 98% of most leagues. Now, Jonathan Taylor left with an ankle injury almost like the first drive of that game. So Deion Jackson kind of came in, had a touchdown, looked good, and then that was it. The rest of it went to Zack Moss. Zack Moss had 81 yards on the ground, except for Deion Jackson getting maybe a couple touches. Now, Taylor should be shut down. Right now, he's got a high ankle sprain, and they're expecting him to be out for the rest of the season, which puts Zack Moss as the RB1 with obviously Deion Jackson being mixed in there. So, again, if you're really desperate at maybe a flex play, I like this pickup for Zack Moss. First tight end I have is Chigoziem Okonkwo for the Titans. Going against the Texans this week, he's available in 71% of most leagues. He had another double-digit performance again this past weekend, consistently seeing 5 targets his way the last few games. He's done a phenomenal job really kind of implementing himself, becoming a vital piece in this passing offense. They're still using Austin Hooper, so don't get me wrong. It's not like Austin Hooper's gone. He's still being utilized as well, but really, Chigo is really kind of molding into his own, seeing plenty of targets, especially with Treylon Burks being out and being limited. I like him as another tight end you should be grabbing. Juwan Johnson's another one I recommend. I had him as a good start last week if he was healthy, and he was. He had a phenomenal performance, putting over 20 points in fantasy. Going against the Browns, he's available in 80% of most leagues. Had another 2-touchdown performance. He's been a touchdown machine. Prior to his injury, he was averaging a touchdown and 13 points a game for those few games there. So he's a really good tight end you should be grabbing. He really was obviously more receiver / tight end, but They're obviously scheduling him as a tight end in fantasy in most leagues, and he's kind of developed as a really good one. He's gained some muscle. He looks really good. He's still very fast as a traditional receiver, but he's a good red zone threat. He's got that trust with Andy Dalton, which is really good. So again, I like Juwan as another option to be grabbing at tight end. So those are my must-adds for Week 16, the playoff edition. Now, again, there are probably some other players out there that are in there. I usually recommend that are 30% or higher. You might find some oddballs in your waivers. And of course, if you do have questions of who you should be picking up or dropping, because this is very crucial, hit us up in the comments down below. That's what we're here for, to help you guys out, get you guys the right players for your roster. And again, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and that notification bell is on. That way you guys are notified every time we drop a video. We'll be dropping our start and sits for the Week 16 week, getting for your quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends to get you guys hopefully a victory this week. Crazy weekend. We had a great time. There was a lot of wins, a lot of losses, but hopefully you guys have obviously come into that championship and heading that way. So again, make sure you check out our start and sit videos. Ask away in the comments down below for waiver questions, and I'll check you guys out next time.